You are now tuning in to the Princess with the Real show where I keep it real all day, every day. You know, I'm just going to jump right into it. I want to start introducing new things into the show weekly. I want to try to do something new, try to do something silly, try to just do something that shows different sides of me, but as well as, you know, maybe promoting other people, getting other people's word out there, stuff like that. So every week, starting this week, I'm going to be revamping the show and adding new things just to make it a little bit more entertaining. You know, as I'm doing this, I want to try to see what my viewers like to see that I can do, but also stay true to who I am. So that's what I'm going to be working on, is revamping the show, trying to make things more entertaining. You know, I'm an entertaining motherfucker, but I like to talk too. So I'm one of those people who like to tell you how I feel all the time. And I do joke around a lot, but when I'm telling you how I feel, I like to be serious, because I be serious about my feelings. But I want to start, you know, incorporating some new things into the show. I'm going to be revamping the website, adding some new things to the website. Hopefully we'll start getting some people, I'll start getting some people coming in who's, you know, wanting to create their own pages on the website, or wanting to add their content to the website. If you go to the website and you can see the fees and stuff that I'm charging for the different services that I offer, as well as putting your stuff out on the website. Like, the website is mine, but it's also for everybody else. I want everybody else to be able to promote themselves through it as well. But it takes money to be able to grow a business, so there is a fee behind you know, getting certain things on the website. But if you can't meet that fee, hit me up. Like, don't feel like, oh well, I can't meet the fee that she's trying to say. I really want to get my shit out there, but I don't have the money. Hit me up. Let's see what we can work out. There may be something we can work out. Now, I'm not going to be just giving it stuff away for free all the time, but it's always something that can be worked out sometimes. Like, I didn't have anybody there for me, you know, helping me out along the way, you know, when I didn't have the money to do things. I didn't have anyone saying, you know, I got you. So I want to be that person for some people. Like, if I believe in you and I feel like, you know, you got a shot at this thing and you need to be heard, we may can work something out. So just hit me up if you're looking to add some content to the website. You know, if you were looking to link your businesses, your websites, or whatever to it, just hit me up and let me know. But let's get into today's show. Let's start with, you know, some social media news, which we know everybody loves to hear about that social media talk. You know, I scrolled through a video today where was it YFN Lucci?
Got them whips looking like that for the Super Bowl.
Like,
tell your hoe to be there. You gonna be there. Tell your hoe to be there.
So he say tell your hoe to be there. Why his girl right there with him? Like, that was some fucked up shit. Like, I'm not cool with that, Regine. Like, don't let that nigga slide with that shit. Like, I would have showed out on his live. She was trying to be, you know, I guess professional and not look ratchet and show out on the live, but I would have showed all the way the fuck out. You would have been able to hush me up when my nigga gonna tell you, bring the hoes. Like, huh? You in a whole relationship, my nigga. You can't be doing no shit like that. Y'all, we gonna speak on the game a little bit. We gonna speak on his song, because he getting a lot of heat because he put that lyric in there about Kim. You know, hey, if it happened, is he wrong for putting it out there? Is he wrong for saying it now that Kanye is married to her? Should he have kept that to himself? Because in my opinion, it's like everybody know how these artists do. You know, artists, they sleep with somebody, they put their stuff in their songs, they talk about it, and if they think it's going to be something that's going to get them more publicity or more people buying the song or listening to the song, streaming the song, they're going to say what they need to say to do that. Shit, growing up, it was a lot of rappers rapping about shit that they weren't even doing, like rapping about lifestyles that they really wouldn't even live in, just because they knew that's what people wanted to hear and that's what people wanted to believe they was doing. So he rapping about some shit that happened, and he said he ain't backing down. Like, he not gonna feel bad about saying what happened because she married now. And my whole thing about that is that's why they say, you know, when you young, you got to make the right decisions, because when you get older, that shit carry on with you in life. Like, they wasn't just talking about going to school and getting them good grades. When they say make the right decisions, that's in life as a whole. Don't be out here slobbing everybody dick and then you get mad when they say that you a dick sucker. You know, don't be out here fucking with everybody and then you get mad when they call you a hoe. Like, we call it like we see it. In this situation, it happened. it happened. Maybe she didn't want to relive it. Maybe Kanye gonna have some kind of feelings about this because that's his wife. But it happened. If he was telling a lie, then they need to expose the lie. If he was telling a lie, but if it happened, then I'm sorry. This is his moment to put it out there. I'm sorry that she gotta relive it. But he finna make some money off of this song just because of that line. Let's be real. He finna make bank just because he said her name. But he probably finna go through some legal actions with that too. We already know how they get down. They got to get some paper out of it too. Y'all, I don't know who been keeping up with Big Brother's they new season right now. They got the celebrities on there, and they say Tamar, she got into it with somebody. I'm gonna have to go watch that. I'm gonna have to tune in and see what's going on with that. I seen her and Candy had some words on there. I had watched a little piece of that with her and Candy, but that wasn't nothing. So I have to see. You know, Tamar, she do like, she pops off. You know, she speak her mind. She don't give a fuck. And I kind of like that about her, but at the same time, there's certain things about her I don't like neither. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Y'all, what's going on with Wendy? Wendy took a long leave, huh? Let me see. Oh, gosh. Let me touch on Teyana Taylor and her husband. Like, they are so funny to me because Teyana, she did this whole dude thing, which she does very well. Like, very, very well. This whole, you know, act like a dude type thing. But her husband was missing her so much that he got in the comments. He got a little shady. He was in his feelings. People don't understand that men get their feelings too. When a man do it, then they really want to attack the man like, oh, he shouldn't. But if it was a female, if the script was if the script was different and it was him doing that instead of Teyana Taylor and she would have commented and said something, nobody would have gave her no static. But they gave him static because he was a male, and they be like, men ain't supposed to show their feelings like that. But he was in his feelings. Like, he really was in his feelings. He was missing his boo. And she out here grabbing asses and shit. He wasn't really with that. He wanted her to be there with him. That's what that was. DMX is out, y'all. Yes. Now let's see what he finna do. Let's see if he finna drop something new on the platforms. Yeah, I know I had touched on my social media about this whole Fire Festival. The shit was crazy. I don't know if anybody went and watched it, but the shit was really crazy. Like how everything went down. But for me, again, the part that stood out was the man who said that they told him that they couldn't get the water because they owed some money. And they didn't have the money to go pay to get the water. But they needed water for people to drink at the festival. So, because they needed the water so bad, the head guy, he realized, I guess, if you go suck this man dick, then you can get the water for us. So he called old boy up, told him this. Old boy said, yeah, I went home, I showered, I washed my mouth. I was really gonna go suck some dick. He said, I went over there, and luckily he was a good, nice guy, and he ended up giving us the water. But the fact of the matter was, he was actually going over there to suck dick. Like a random nigga dick. You were just gonna go suck some random dick for some water. Like, I just didn't get that shit. That shit didn't make sense to me. Like, and he tried to say because he was gay, like, he tried to throw that in there. Like, being gay and sucking random dick for water, that shit don't go in the same category. You know, sucking random dick for water goes in the category of a crackhead. That's not in the same category of a gay motherfucker. Like, they don't just go out and just be sucking random dick. Like, they just don't do that for some goddamn water. Now, that was a crackhead move. Now, anybody who disagree, y'all let me know, but that was a crackhead move. Media news, a lot of stuff that I could really like, be like, okay, I like this shit. I didn't see that. So, on to the next thing, you know, let's discuss real life, like, situations with parents and children and bringing children into the world, you know. Children are a blessing. We all want to have children as women. Well, most women do, because there's a lot of women out here that be like, hell no, I don't want no kids. But we all want to have children. We want to be able to, you know, go through that process and stuff. But you also got to make sure you do it at the right time. There's situations where, you know, you can't control it. Like, you just get pregnant and you can't control it. But at that time, you're bringing another child into this world that did not ask to be here. So you got to do what you got to do as a parent to make sure you can provide for that child. You got to make sure you're doing everything as a woman to make sure your kid, when they comes into the world, that your child is good. Like, a lot of people don't get this. Like, a lot of people don't understand. Like, I understand that if you're a first-time parent, you may not know, you know, what you need to do. Like, you learning as you going. Okay, that's cool and all, but you still got to do it your best. You got to learn. You got to get online, do research. You got to do everything that you need to do to figure out how to make sure you take care of that kid best as possible. Because, like I said, they did not ask to be brought into this world. So you brought them in this world. Make sure they can get through it positive. Make sure they can get through it good. Make sure they get the knowledge and the skills that they need to go out into this world on their own. And if you can't afford it, don't have no kids. I'm not saying you can't have sex. My thing is if you know you cannot afford to have kids, why aren't you using protection? Why are you laying up and putting yourself in a situation where you might get pregnant when you know you cannot afford kids? I don't care if it was a spur of the moment sex. I feel like that should be your automatic thought. Every time you get ready to lay up somebody, you should have a few automatic thoughts that come to your mind right before you get ready to sleep with that person. And the first one is, oh, I could get pregnant. The other one is oh, do this motherfucker got a disease? The next one is where we at and do we got enough time? But the first two questions is the best questions that you need to ask yourself before you lay up with somebody. Because if you laying up with somebody and you could possibly get pregnant, there's different outcomes. So you have to think about those different outcomes of getting pregnant. So whether it's your man, some random piece, whatever you sleeping with, you can get pregnant. So is this somebody that you want to have a child with is the first question. Do you see yourself having a future with this person is another question. Do you think this person would be a good parent? That's another question. Do this motherfucker take care of their other kids right now? That's another question. So is this motherfucker gonna leave you when they find out you're pregnant? That's another question. So you gotta ask yourself all of that shit before you lay up and get pregnant. And this is why I say you have to choose. You get to choose who you have kids with. Like that whole, yeah, it happened by accident, but you slept with them unprotected. So you knew that accident could happen. So you chose to possibly get pregnant. So same thing, and so my thing is if you choose that and you don't wrap up, you don't protect yourself, don't blame it on the next person. Don't say, well, you told me you was on birth control, or you said you had a condom, and no, you can't blame it. You can't put that on somebody else to save yourself from being in a predicament. You got to make sure you secure yourself and make sure you good before you even lay up with somebody. Because again, kids don't ask to be brought into this world. And when they do come into this world, they need to be raised properly. And there's a lot of people out here with kids and they don't really know how to properly raise them. Or they don't have the finances or what it takes to raise a child, to give a child what they need to be able to grow up and go out into this world on their own. And it sucks. And I feel so bad for kids in those types of situations. I wish I could take every kid into my household and take care of them all, because I love the kids. I hate to see kids struggle. But at the same time, I can't take care of everybody else's household and take care of mine at the same time. So I have to make the decision to make sure my kids are good, make sure my kids got what they need. I can't always be there to help other families. Like, I do my best. I send money when I can to different families that, you know, when I feel like they need stuff. I don't have to go out here and showboat and post stuff online and say, oh, I gave this person this, I did this for this person. That's not who I am. When somebody need me, I look out. Not because I want to get some recognition for it. Not because I want to go talk to people about it. Because deep down in my heart, I feel like they needed it and I wanted to do it. So when you want to do something from within and it's something that you really want to do, you'll do it without trying to get any kind of fame from doing it. So for me, is a lot of times too is these celebrities who go online and you want to brag about you went and did this and you did this and you posting videos of every charitable thing that you're doing. It's really takes away from the charity of it, because it's like you're showboating it. You want the world to know that you did this. If you were doing it from the kindness of your heart, you wouldn't have to showboat it. You wouldn't have to talk about that, because in your heart you know you did it. You don't have to tell the world that. If somebody else come out and say it, then okay. okay. But the fact of people showboat and what they doing for other people, that's a problem too. And I know I jumped over the whole situation about having children, but that was something else that just came to my mind. And I'm one of those people that I just speak whatever comes to my mind at the time. But back to the kids, you know, don't bring children in this world you can't take care of. And then if you do bring them into this world and you know you can't take care of them, seek the help that you need so that way you can take care of them. Whether that's you actually taking care of them and doing what you need to do with help from others, or you giving that child a better life by giving them to someone else that can better take care of them. That's my opinion. You know, I know everybody, once you have your kids, you don't want to get your kids up. You don't want to see somebody else raising your kids. But sometimes you have to think about your kid. It's not about you. You got to think about what's important for that kid and what that kid can handle and can deal with. And every kid can't deal with all the struggles like that. Like, I went through the struggles as a child, and it was rough as fuck. Like, I had many days when I was like, why am I still here type shit, because of all the bullshit that I went through. So when I say I don't like seeing kids going through that, I don't like seeing kids raised into those environments. I don't like seeing fucked up parents not taking care of their kids the way they should. I don't like seeing parents that don't care about their kids. Like, it really fucks with my spirit because of the shit that I've been through in life. That's why it fucks with my spirit. But then, speaking on the kids, you also got to speak on these grown, fast-tail kids. These kids who, some of them, like, life was handed to them. Like, their parents just gave them everything. You know, parents like me who struggled as children, and you get older and you want your kids to have the best, so you just give them everything that you didn't have. And you just let them act a certain way. Like, I see this all the time. With my kids, I try to make sure that they remember that this money don't grow on trees, and money is not always going to be around, so don't get dependent on money unless it's yours that you make it on your own, because I'm not going to always be giving up the money like that. I'm not trying to buy my kids. No. I want them to have a better life than me, but I'm not trying to spoil them either. I want them to understand the struggle. I feel like if you don't go through the struggle, you've never had that struggle in life, that you may not know how to get out into the real world on your own. That's my opinion. So that's why I say if I had to do my life all over again, I would do it again in the same skin that I'm in. Because of the simple fact that those struggles and the pains and the things that I went through as a child helped to make me the strong woman that I am today. So I think about it and be like, if I would have went back and things would have been different, and I would have had a cushioned, happy life with no struggles and no issues, would I have turned out to be the strong woman that I am today? Would I be as independent as I am today? And I question that and be saying, I don't think I would be. Because the struggles and the pains and the trials and the tribulations that I went through is what made me the person that I am today, as strong as I am. What made me so motivated to go out and get something. Like, what motivated me to be a great mother to my kids. Like, all of this stuff happened because of my childhood. So I'm not like no survivor of the childhood, a victim or nothing. Like, my childhood made me a great woman. So I wouldn't take nothing back that I went through as a child, because it made me a great woman today. But a lot of these kids, they grow up too fast. They grow into little women and little men too fast, that they ruin it for themselves. Like, for me, I had no choice but to grow up. I had a baby at a young age. I was 15 when I got pregnant. So I had to grow up fast, along with everything that was going on in the household. Me, you know, taking care of my mom, doing all of this stuff. So I went through a lot that I had to grow up early. But nowadays, these kids, it's not that they have to grow up early. It's that they want to grow up early. They watching social media, they watching movies, they watching TV, and they seeing this fast life, and they just want to go get it fast. Like, they don't want to be kids no more. I see these kids, they look older than me nowadays, the way they dressing and the way they doing their hair and putting all these colors in their hair. I wish my parents wouldn't dare allow me to put color in my hair and do all of that as a kid. Like, my parents didn't even play that fingernail polish until a certain age. So, hair color, like your hair is blue, you going to school with blue hair, I think that's a bit much, parents. I think we need to sit back and think about it and be like, okay, maybe we are helping our kids to feel like they grown. I don't want my kids to grow up too fast. And I feel like that's A lot of parents are not thinking like that. They're like, oh, well, you know, I want them to be smart and I want them to know what's going on. Yeah, you wanted them to know what's going on, but growing up too fast is another thing. When I see your child outside all the time, looking grown with shorts on and tube tops and stuff like that, you're never around, they cursing, they doing all of this stuff. Like, it's sad to me. Like, I feel like kids are growing up too fast. And a lot of that has to do with the parents not being as involved because there are more younger parents who's still out and trying to enjoy their life too, so they're not paying attention as much. I think we as parents have to pay more attention to our children and explain to our kids as well that they don't have to grow up fast. Like, when your grownism is gonna come one day. Like, you don't have to rush that. You don't have to jump the gun and be like, oh, I'm grown now. I was one of them kids at 13 saying I'm grown. And that's probably why I ended up pregnant and in the situation that I was in, because I was thinking I was grown at an early age. I was doing grown people things, doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. So when I say this about parents like paying attention and making sure your kids doing what they're supposed to do, I say this because I was one of them little grown kids. I was that girl. So I don't want kids to grow up too fast. I want them to enjoy their childhood as long as that they can. For me, I go play with my kids all the time because I want them to continue to play. I want them to understand that you still a kid. You still got more play in you. You still got more time to be goofy and silly. You still got more time to make some mistakes now. Go ahead and get that kind of stuff out of the way now, so that way when you get older, you're prepared and you already had your childhood. For me, I will say that's probably why I'm still so goofy and I like doing all the stuff that the kids like to do, because I really didn't have my childhood. I'm kind of living my childhood vicariously through my children because I had to grow up so fast, because I was working at an early age, you know, helping out, doing things that I needed to do at an early age, and I felt like I was grown because of everything that I had to do that kids shouldn't have been doing or kids shouldn't have been seeing or dealing with. So that's why I'm a little different with my kids, but that's another reason why I try to speak to parents on my thoughts on why our kids are growing up to be the way they are. Like, these new generation kids, they completely different. And it's not just the technology. Like, I'm not one of those parents who be like, oh, technology is frying their brains and they be on technology too much. I'm not one of those parents, because my son, he started learning how to work on a computer at 5. At age 5, he was working on a computer. So I took that as he's smart. Like, these kids are teaching us how to work computers. These kids are teaching us new things with this new technology and stuff. So I wouldn't say that technology is messing them up. And I wouldn't say that keeping them in the house and not going outside is messing them up, because it's a new time right now. Kids going outside and getting snatched up. You don't see your kids because they was outside playing and they didn't come home and now you don't know where they at. Like, it's so much stuff happening. So to me, I feel like parents is smart for keeping their kids in the household. The thing is make sure if they are on this technology and they are doing all of this, you know, social media, all this high technology type things, make sure their grades are ABs. Your kids should be bringing home a grade less than a B if they always on technology. That's the rules in my household. In my household, if you bring home less than a B, you can have a freaking 79. You bring home a 79 and I'm taking your phone. I don't play that. I take your TV out your room and I take your phone if you come home with a C. Because my thing is you have been given all of the tools that you need to go out here and get the grade that you need to get. And I know that you can do it because you've done it before, and I know how smart you are. So I'm not going to let a child tell me, well, it was a hard thing, I'm going to get it up. You going to get it up, and while you getting it up, I'm taking your things from you. This is why I believe that kids need to have things that they love. If your kids got a bunch of stuff that they love, when they get in trouble, that's the best punishment ever for a parent to give a child, is to take away the things that they love. You try taking away something that your kids love to death when they done did something they got in trouble. I guarantee you they get right. I guarantee you they come with some type of apology. I guarantee you they be trying to do any and everything to get back on good terms. And this is why I tell all parents, make sure your kids have something they love. Your kids should not be sitting in the house with not one thing that they love. If they don't got like one gaming system, if they don't have a computer, if they don't have something that they can just do on their own time, that they can play with, that they love and that makes them happy, if they don't have that, I'm gonna tell you right now, them kids gonna be bad as hell. Them kids ain't gonna be listening. Them kids ain't gonna care about no punishment, no getting in no trouble. Why? You ain't taking nothing from me. I ain't got nothing. Me getting in trouble ain't nothing. So you got to, be able to get your kids something. And don't say you can't afford it. You can afford to get your kids one nice thing that they love that you can take away from them when they get in trouble. I guarantee you, parents, if you start doing that, and the parents that are doing it, they can contest to this. Like, this shit works. And parents, if you start doing it, it'll work for you too. I guarantee you. It works with my kids every time. Now, they might be mad for a minute, but that's just kids. They get mad. They're going to get mad at you. You a parent. You can't let that get you in your feelings and make you want to get it back to them. No. They got to get their grades right. They got to do what they're supposed to do. Because here's the thing is, the kids' job, their only job is to go to school and get good grades. That's their only job. Now, once you start getting them good grades and stuff and you want to start doing extracurricular activities, you can do that stuff. But them grades got to be on point in order to do that. And again, that's something that you love to do. You want to do some extra things. Okay. You keep them grades up. As soon as them grades go down, you getting put out of that stuff. Like, it's not cool. Like, grades are very important. Kids need to really focus because it's almost the end of the school year. School is almost over with. So these kids, their grades need to be good. They always say, well, high school, you get prepared for college. You need to make sure you really focus in high school. I have to teach my kids is, you got to focus in every school. Elementary school getting you ready for middle school. So you got to really focus so that way when you go into middle school, you prepared and you ready to go to that next level. When you in middle school, they getting you ready for high school. So you got to prepare yourself and get yourself ready for that next level. All of this stuff is a record. This record follows you along the way. If you were one of them bad kids who always getting in trouble in school, when you go to the next school, best believe they already gonna know who you are. Because the teachers from the previous school went ahead to let them know, hey, you're gonna have a problem on your hand with this one. Like, it's all something that you have to pay attention to, not just high school. Like, every elementary school, middle school, high school, college, it's all important. Like, don't just say, oh, well, it doesn't matter until you really get in high school. That's when people really gonna be watching. No, they watching you at an early age. And if you can show your smartness at an early age, why not? Why not show people what you got? Don't be afraid to show people how smart you are because you don't want to be bullied and called a nerd. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with being smart. The people who aren't smart, they gonna bully you because they wish they were you. So I've always told people, like, don't shine the light on someone else and make it seem like what they're doing is better than what you're doing when you know you got the intelligence and you got the wisdom and everything that you need to make it in life, but you dimming your light for other people. When you start dimming your light for other people, it stops others from being able to see you, the ones who need to see you and help you prosper. They can't see you when you dimming your light. I think that same thing goes for parents too, adults. I think adults need to shine their light on themselves a lot more. Like, everybody, promotes their friends and their cousins and their family, but they don't promote themselves as much. I think people need to go back to promoting yourself, self-love. Showing yourself love on a daily basis. Don't wait for somebody else to show you the love. Show yourself some love. I believe in self-love. I think if you can't love yourself, then why would somebody else want to love you? If you don't love yourself enough to respect yourself the way you need to be respected, why would somebody else do it? I'm just saying, it makes sense. It makes sense because if you don't love you, how would I know how to love you? Because you don't even know what love is. You don't know how to love yourself. How do you know what it feels like to be loved until you learn how to love yourself? So, and with loving yourself, you promote yourself. You don't care what nobody else say about you. You don't care about how nobody else feel about you. You're going to promote you. You're going, and it's going to show that shine and that light that's on you of happiness. That happiness that comes from within, not from other people. I think that's so important for people to love themselves and have that happiness within and not be always in search for happiness from other people. Because everybody ain't gonna make you happy. Everybody ain't gonna be there like they need to be there for you. So you got to love yourself. You got to support yourself. You got to be able to say, you know, if everybody moved away from me, I'd be good still on my own. And I teach my daughter that all the time, because my daughter, she's so friendly, and she likes to be everybody's friend. And I have to teach her that you have to be good on your own. You have to learn to love yourself enough that you don't need people around to survive. You don't need people around to be happy. You have to make yourself happy. I think that's so important. A lot of people get wrapped up in, you know, the illusions of you got to have friends, you got to have people around you, you got to always have people in your circle. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people who's like, I understand that you want to have people around you. I understand that you want to have people in your circle. Hell, I want that shit too. But it's not always going to be that way, because everybody ain't real. And everybody ain't got your back. So would you rather be around a whole bunch of people who are yes men and lying to you, or shady, doing shady shit to you? Would you rather be around people like that, or would you just rather be alone until some real people come along? I'm one of those people who I would rather be alone until some real people come along. I'd rather not deal with the fate at all, because my mouth can't take it, and because my mouth is very slick and it can't take it. It can't take the fake. As soon as I realize it, I'm gonna expose it. Like it may take a minute, because for me, I try to be one of those people to adapt in those situations. That's probably the one situation that I cannot adapt in, is in a fake community. Like, and when I say a fake community, I mean if I'm around a whole bunch of fake people and I can tell everybody being fake with each other, I'm gonna do one or two things. I'm either gonna expose the fakeness, or I'm just gonna exit the room. So if you've ever been in a room with me and you just seen me exit to the left real quick, like, know that there was some fake shit going on in the room, and that's why I exited to the left. A lot of my homegirls can attest to me doing things like this, because it's better for me to leave the room than say the things that I really want to say out of my mouth about the fake things that I see. So I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I'd rather, you know, love people than beat people up. But don't get it twisted for a minute. I can't fight. I just choose not to do it. So if I feel like I'm in a situation where I'm going to say some slick stuff to somebody, and I know it's going to go to another level, I'll try to exit the area. But if I can't get out the area before my mouth gets lit, then it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. Luckily, I haven't had situations like that. I've gotten to arguments with people because they didn't like what I said. You know, I've caused people to lose friends because they brought people around me who I didn't too much feel spiritually. And my spirit told me to say some things, and I couldn't control it. So, I'm not a mean person by far. Like, I don't try to be mean to people. I don't do anything maliciously to try to hurt people. I don't try to say things to embarrass people. I'm just a realist. And I've always been like that all my life. I've always spoke the truth. I've always spoke the real. And a lot of people hated it. A lot of people hated it because they felt like, you know, she's starting shit. She a trouble starter. But I'm just a realist. I like to keep it real. And I don't think anything is wrong with that. So, you know, let's get into some other things. You know, on today's show, I want to be able to break down some independent artist music. I had a few artists sending their music to me, and I want to break it down. And when I say break it down, when I was on the radio, I would break down artist tracks. I would listen to the track, and then I would try to break it down as to what I thought the meaning of the track was. A lot of times, my thoughts about the meaning of the track be completely different than what the artist put together. So, I'm gonna, you know, break down some artist tracks. And when I say break it down, no shade towards anybody, you know, anybody who sent their music in. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give my honest opinions about your tracks. So, if you send your music in from here on out, you can send your music in every week. But know that if you send music in, I'm going to be completely honest with my breakdowns of how I feel your words meant to me. I'm going to interpret it in my opinion. I have not sat down with any of these artists and discussed their music. I just want to play it. Then I want to give my opinion. I may give my opinion while it's playing. I may get my opinion after. Who knows? It depends on what lyrics come up at the time. If it moves me or it does something to my spirit, I'm going to speak on it. This is my way to listen to some new artists. But as well as, be comedic. You put a little spin on the music. This is something that I haven't seen anyone else do. Now, maybe somebody else is out there doing it, but I haven't seen anyone else do it. And so I wanted to start incorporating this into my show of breaking down the artist's music. And I'm not saying breaking down their lyrics word for word. I'm saying just certain parts in the lyrics is like, do this shit make sense? Is this shit real? Like, why did he say that? Like, I'm one of those type of people when I listen to music. Like, if you go back and watch a show, I had a show with my sister, and we discussed music and the industry right now. And she said, you're supposed to listen to the song and just vibe to the beat and, not too much, like, listen to the lyrics like that. She said, if you listen to the lyrics, then you wouldn't want to listen to nobody's shit because everybody kind of be, like, full of shit. And I kind of get it, but at the same time, I'm one of those people who like to listen to the lyrics. I like to see if the song makes sense before I bob my head to it. And I'm vibing to it, but it don't really relate to me. Excuse me. So I like to listen to music that I feel like relates to me, or when I sing it, it got like that positivity in it, or it just got something that I fuck with. Like I can say like, oh, I believe in it. So that's how I am when it comes to music. So me breaking down music, this is in my opinion. Anybody who knows me knows I'm old school. So I'm not really up on the times with these new school artists. So working with these indie artists and going and breaking down their tracks, it's going to really help me get a little bit in tune with indie artists, open up and branch out my eyes to seeing some new things. So I had, this week so far, I've had 2 artists send in some music. One artist sent me in 3 tracks. One artist sent me in 1 track. Shout out to Young NT. The other artist, what is his name? I don't even know if I could, Mr. McDonald, I can't even pronounce his, Suraj, I just don't know. But since I'm already on his, let's go ahead and pull his up and see what he's talking about. I like to hear the music, not just the beat. Now here's the thing is some people be sending me their music and they don't send it properly. Like I say, send me your music. I don't want a link that links back to something else. I want the original music. I don't want to have to go find you somewhere else. Since it was able to pull up, I'm going to go ahead and let it go through. But anybody, if I tell you, send me your music, that means send me the music to my email. Don't send me a link that takes me to another page, that takes me to another page, that takes me to another page to eventually get to your music. Because that's too much work. Like right now, I feel like I'm doing too much work to play somebody's music. And in about 2.5 seconds, I'll probably be done doing this extraness just to play this music. Let's see where we're going to listen to it through. I guess we can listen through YouTube. Let's see.
No, I can't stop it. I'm feeling too cocky. My diamonds like rocket, got eyes like hockey. Why is you mad? Cause she jocking, snuck in the party, you know. Yeah, it's that 258 freestyle shit. Yeah. These niggas funny, they just like comedians. I love my brother, his name is Jahimi. And son load the clip, then I'm repeating it. I'm going up, just like a plane. You going down, heard you a lame. I'm smoking loud, you on a vape. Fucking one time, we ain't going no date. Hit from the back while a friend gave face. Ain't no rat to the cheese I chase. You little bitch, and my call all wait. I'm getting money, no need to debate. He acting fishy, go get him a bait. She getting wet, diving the lake. No days off.
I just got to go back real quick, because
just like a plane. You going down, heard you a lame. I'm smoking loud, you on a vape. Fucking one time, we ain't going no date. Hit up on the back while a friend gave face. Ain't no rats, the cheese I chase. You a little bitch in my call all wait. I'm getting money, no need to debate. He acting fishy, go get him a bait. She getting wet, diving the lake. No days off, ain't taking no breaks. No fake friends, can't deal with no snakes. State farm insurance, I'm feeling like Jake. I pull up, whipping that woman your farm. 2 9s on me, I'm feeling like Warren. I took an oath, my nigga sworn. Pull out the chopper, your clothes get torn. I had a dream that I counted a million. Become a beat, if you get silly. I make it rain with one reach in my pocket. No, I can't stop it, I'm feeling too cocky. My diamonds like rocket, got ice like hockey. Why is you mad? Cause she jocking. Snuck in the party and I got the Glockin'. Know where you at, know where you sleep. Pizza Hut board, you order beef. You never been gangster, never been violent. You probably a foe, never been solid. Nose was shooting and body got severed. How many got hit? They say
to me, it's just like he just saying a whole bunch of shit.
Know that I will. Ain't talking fair. I put a hole in you big as affairs. Feeling like
But it's like, it's all over the place.
You ain't embarrassed. I got a drip. My faucet the rarest. She getting wet. She is a quitter.
I assume he's trying to say he better than somebody. Because he say he's smoking loud, they smoking vape. Like, we both smoking, so, okay.
I come from the bottom up under the basement. I heard he a snitch. He on the statement. Ran me the money. He laid on the pavement. I'm sipping the act. They think I'm a patient. Yeah. I'm sipping the act. They think I'm a patient. Yeah. 258 freestyle shit, man. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that was a freestyle that wasn't, here's my thing is, I mean, he was rhyming. I can do that, you know. He was rhyming and he was saying a bunch of something, but it was a bunch of nothing to me. It was just like he was trying to brag and say he was better than somebody, or, you know, something about a girl. But I'm gonna be honest, this is not one of those tracks that I would listen to in life. Like, this is not my style of music. So we're gonna just go on to the next one. No shade, you know, that might be a track that motherfuckers really fuck with. I just don't necessarily fuck with it like that. Just because it's had me sitting like on a puzzle look, like what is he saying? Like I would have to listen to that song several times to understand all the words that he's saying, because it's just a bunch of words being thrown out all over the place. That's my opinion. Everybody else gonna have their own opinion. So let's go into one of Young NT songs. We're gonna go to Scrimps. Everybody know I love eating Scrimps, so, and I've always said Scrimp, like that's just, I thought it was a country thing, you know. I like that he made the song Scrimps just because I always say Scrimps and people picked on me. Now I will say with this song, the reason why I really know like the meaning now is just because I follow him online and I see how he be posting online. So these little Scrimps, it could be meaning, you know, a number of things, like these just different type of people. So I get how he used the shrimp to do it like a play on words. No substance, all medications type of dose. Deep little scrimp. Deep little scrimp. I mean the red loft, but I'm not that red lobster. I'm at Papa Dough. I smell an ounce pasta on my mama though. No one in vain can stop it while you pocket watching. You a hater stage on rockin' bad at me, cause I stole the show, man, cause I stole your hoe. She's on my royal oak. Girl, my loyal strong, so fucking with my foe that was fucking with me. These little strips don't know shit about G. That is all you can eat. This is seafood feed. But miss me with the crap, and when it comes to me, I'm a slaughter the beat, father the beat, might raise your daughter. I
mean, I think the play on words is a great thing in this song. I will say that. My thing is with it is a lot of people not gonna understand it because a lot of people don't follow him online to see, you know, the real meaning about his scripts. Like you can hear the meaning a little bit in the song, but I mean, you eat the scripts like Papa Do's. So it's just like I get to play on the words, but it'll take people a minute to understand. For me, I listened to the song, a piece of it before, and the reason why I listen to it is just because he says scrimp. Like I always say scrimp, so I wanted to hear this song about some scrimps. Like so, it's a good play on words. I will say that it's a good play on words. Let's check out another track. Another track from the same artist.
Everything real, everything's real. I'm coming for everything real. Everything sells, right at the top. This is not love, nigga. This is for all the people that really fuck with me. I got them hooked up on drugs, nigga. I'm prepared for all the slugs, nigga. I'm fucked up on my way home. 50 times, but I'm trying to find my way home. Dirty man ain't no blunt, but I'm still stoned. 500 mil by 35, that's what's going on. Get me on the get back, get me up a chit chat. Me and Tony B, you niggas better get back. Man, digital, you know I'm talking big back. Everything real, everything true. Everything real, everything's real. I'm coming for everything real. Everything sells, right at the top. This is not love, nigga. This is for all the people that really fuck with me. I got them hooked up on drugs, nigga.
I feel like this one is a little bit nursery rhymish. Like it's not deep enough for me. And again, it's just like I don't know. It's just something about the track that just has me like. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this one. We're gonna move to the next.
I'm coming for everything. Every love that I love.
And that's on everything. I see your bitch watching. Young and T popping. Yeah, you know I'm clocking on the first. Yeah, I had you.
Yeah, I need to change his name to my name, Princess P, not no Young and T. That's how I do. I be switching people's names and they told to my name. But I'm fucking with this song. Like, this song kind of remind me a little bit of Made It Happen. And the reason why I say that is because I like it because it's saying, you know, you going after everything that you love. You're not going to let nobody stop you from getting to where you need to be. Regardless of your haters, regardless of everybody who's trying to stop you, everybody who's trying to stop your shine, you going to get there. You coming for it. And I'm letting you know up front, I'm coming for that motherfucker. If you got a problem with it, know that I'm coming. If you're going to try to stop me, but know that I'm still ready to go for mine. So that's what I get from this song, is that I'm coming for everything that I love. If it's mine, I'm coming for it. So know that. If it was meant for me, it will be for me, and I'm coming for that motherfucker. That's what I get from this song. And the reason why I say it kind of remind me of Made It Happen by Rory Ritchie is because when that song first dropped, and I got to interview him and talk about that song and really listen and deep into the words of what he was saying, it reminded me of something else I could relate to. You know, I made it happen. Through all the struggles and everything that I've been through, like, look at me now. Like, I made it so damn far. I made this shit happen. Like, regardless of how many people try to stop me along the way, I made it happen. And the reason why I'm able to continue to, you know, strive and make things happen is because when I see something that's for me, I go after it. So I go after everything that I love. I'm coming for everything, you know? At the same time, I'm making it happen. So that's why I say the song, you know, I feel like, you know, it kind of reminds me of Made It Happen. So those are the artists that sent in their music this week. I say every week you can send in your music. I'm going to be doing different things with the music every week. I may not break it down. I may do a club session one night at the house and play your music and have some kids and some different people, some other adults involved, giving their opinions, you know, seeing if they can dance to it, seeing if we can vibe to it. Every week is going to be something different. You know, I'm trying to, you know, revamp things. As I'm building and growing, the show will build and grow. And hopefully everybody stays along for the journey or gets a part of it. You know, I'm always looking for new people to come and join me on this journey. So thank you to the artists who sent their music in this week. Hopefully you ain't feel no animosity towards me about my opinions about your music. But that's my opinion, you know. Don't just let my opinion make you feel down and out about your music or feel like, oh, it's whack, because it's the opinion of one person. If it's something that you love and it's something that you feel passionate about it, continue to push what you got going on. Because my opinion is my opinion. My opinion may not matter in certain situations in your life. So if this is your track and this is your baby and you love it, you know, continue to push your shit. And every week, if you want to send that track in and just let people hear it, you can continue to send that track in and let people hear it. But I'm going to continue to give my opinion every week. I'm going to treat it like it's my first time listening to it every week. But every week, I'm going to give my opinion. And if that opinion stays the same, maybe one day you'll get me to change my thoughts on your music. If I listen to it so many times, then maybe I'll be like, okay, I'm fucking with it now. Because sometimes that happens. Sometimes it happens to where you listen to a song the first time, you be like, that shit went good. But then you go back and you listen to it a couple more times, you like, you know what? That shit was better than I thought. That's the same thing with movies and stuff like that. So again, this is my opinion today. Maybe if you send your music in and I'm in a different mood, in a different spirit, on a different time, or if I heard it so many different times, maybe eventually I'll be vibing to it. You never know. So thanks again for sending your music in. Until next week. I thank y'all for tuning in today to the Princess with the Real Show. I'm about to go ahead and wrap things up. I hope everybody enjoyed today's show. Again, I'm still working on, you know, learning the ins and outs of running my own show and doing all of this stuff on my own. So as I'm learning and growing, things within the show will grow as well. So bear with me. Understand that, you know, we all got to start somewhere, and this is where I'm starting from right now. You know, I wanted to, you know, play this man track again just to see if, you know, I can get something out of it on the way out, you know. I want somebody else, if y'all can hear it, you know, give me y'all opinions of what y'all think about this track here, because I don't like to totally down people, but at the same time, it's just not something that I'm vibing with.
Why is you mad? Cause she jocking, snuck in the party and I got the Glockin'. Know where you at, know where you sleep. Piece of hook board.
See, it just wouldn't. It's not meant. Y'all, I'm tuning out, signing out right now. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for showing up. Again, next week, we'll be back at this. Next week, hopefully I'll have more artist music coming in. I know I will have lots of topics next week. This week, it was just so much going on. I didn't have time to really think about any topics, so I just went off the top of the dome. I didn't even have a chance to really think about much. I know as soon as I finish wrapping up, I won't have all kinds of stuff come to my mind, which I might end up doing a second show this week. I've thought about it, but I may not. We'll see. I don't know. But again, I'm looking for co-hosts, male or female. I'm looking for some co-hosts, some people who's going to sit down and discuss real life, real talk, real situations with me. Them the co-hosts that I want to come in. If you're one of those people and you know, or you know somebody who is a person like that, who loves to sit down and talk about real life, real, you know, real situations, hit me up. You know, let's do business. Let's see how we can make things work. I want to build with other people. I want to help other people to grow as well. And I want to grow in the process as well. So I never know what I can learn from other people working with other people. So I'm willing to learn from others. And I'm willing to work with other people and bring other people into this. I think it will be great. So see you guys next week. Hit me up if you discuss the business. Hit me up if you just want to talk to me about something. You got something you want to get off your chest and you just want my opinion. Hit me up. Like, I'm here for everybody. I'll do whatever I can to help people to succeed in life. I will do everything I can to help people find their happiness in life.